Okay, day 3, and we took off the power steering pump as well. We've got a lot of the connectors disconnected. The PCM box is disconnected, batteries disconnected. A lot of the cabling we unclipped from the frame. We did take the bumper off. You only need to take off these 4 bolts. We put it back on just to have it on there for now, but it's disconnected, and then it just comes right off. The other thing that we spent a lot of time on yesterday was taking off the inner plastic fenders, all those beautiful little plastic pop rivets, so we could get to the exhaust manifold bolts, which we think are going to be probably one of the worst things to do. May end up probably cutting them. We'll try with an impact first. We've been soaking them overnight. This side, the passenger side, looks like it's easier than the driver's side. I mean, we could disconnect all the brake lines, but even if we do, it's still going to be a little bit rough. After that, transmission bolts, and we think we're pretty much good to go. We have to figure out how to disconnect where the harness goes into the box, fuse box. It goes in right there, but we don't want to break the plastic, so it's not just unplugging. We'll have to fix that. But we're very close. Transmission, we find out, is just a slip transmission. Just slip the yoke out after we disconnect the back, so that should be easy. Okay. Okay, so back to the electrical. This is the big one. Taking the whole fuse box out, or the whole, the internal one. And the wires that come out of it, there's no way, there's not a disconnect inside. So to get this, you have to get the rest of the wiring. Now, it used to be they had bulkhead plugs, but let me get this out of the way. You look at it now, turn this. You look at it now, and here there's had to remove the anti-brake system to get to the screws, and then there's this little patch panel here. There's wires, but there's no splice connections. I guess they leave that so they can splice. Instead, it goes internally. There's no plug on the bulkhead, on the frame, body, to disconnect. What you have to do is go inside the cab, and we remove the fuse cover. It's going to need to get those too. And in here, you'll see this little puppy with a 10mm. I took that off, and that showed me there's my bulkhead connector. So they put it inside, which is kind of good, I guess, for the sake of protecting it from the elements. Now, this is just a little clip, and it comes undone from the bracket, and should be able to push it right through the other side, except there's a small connector on it that will come off. I can feel it moving, so I've just got to get it. Once I do that, then I can take this bulkhead connector and push it through. Now we want to get the card reader, whatever you call it, the reader, and we're going to get the engine connection light too, which will be connected to this. But for now, that's where we are. Okay, there's the clip. I got it undone from the main bulkhead. Now this entire bulkhead piece that entire piece should push right through, and then the connections in here we can to the fuse box and to the scanner we'll be able to get to. Looks like we lied a little bit. Oh, God, there's no light in here. There's tape that leads to another harness that goes up underneath here. I'm not sure where that connects to. Oh, it shouldn't be too hard. It's going to the fuse box too. So we'll disconnect that, and then we'll be able to pull the connection block through to the other side.